What's up, guys? I'm just giving the Corrado its final detail before the end of the season, before it goes under a tarp for 8 months for the winter. Welcome to Canada. So the car was already cut and polished when I bought it a few years back. I did the full cut and polish. I spent a lot of time on it because it was rough. It was parked for about 8 years under a tarp on jack stands before I bought it, so it was probably used as a storage shelf for a number of years. But anyways, I got it looking good again. But I've already pulled the motor out of this thing twice. It's been on the dyno getting tuned. It's got a couple of scuffs here and there, so I wanted to go over it again. It's hard to see, but this area here, you can kind of see some of the swirl marks and the scuff marks from leaning on it over the hood, trying to get the motor all set up. So I want to kind of get all that stuff out, and if I have the time, I'm going to give it a coat of Ceramic Pro. As you can see, I've already started here. I got some clips of me applying this. So I'll show you the tools that I'm using. It's all home garage stuff. It's nothing professional. It's Griot's Garage. It's a good entry level polisher. It's a random orbit polisher. So I got the 6-inch and the 3-inch for the smaller spots on top of the bumper and stuff like that. The hard to reach spots. I didn't have the small one when I initially did it, so like getting the top of the spoiler and the top of the rear bumper, even that panel there with the VW emblem, I didn't get that. I had to do that by hand, so it needs more attention than the rest of the car. So the car is going to get a quick cut and polish with a medium pad. I'm using the Sonax EX0406, so it's a 4 cut and a 6 polish. That's how they do their ratings. I like this stuff. It was recommended to me by a good friend of mine. He's a detailer. For the heavier areas that need more attention, this is a 6 cut and a 3 polish. So you would start with this and then end off with that one. I've got good results with both of them. I got a bunch of different pads in here, depending on the surface I'm working on, how bad it is. Same thing with the small polisher. So I'm going to go ahead and finish polishing the car. The most important part before applying any sort of nano coating or ceramic coating is removing all the wax and the oils left behind from the polish or whatever wax you're going to use. So isopropyl alcohol and water mix is what I'm going to use after I buff off all this stuff. I'll hit it with isopropyl alcohol and water mixture, wipe it all down so it's a clean surface. There's nothing on top of that clear after that. And that'll give the ceramic a strong grab on the clear coat. Otherwise, if you put it on top of the wax or the polish without removing it first, it's not going to stick to the paint. It's going to stick to the coat that you left on there, which is no good. A couple of washes and the coating is gone. Either way, I'm going to finish doing what I'm doing here, and I'll get some videos for you guys. I just want to run you by my procedure, my steps. I'm not saying it's the right way or the only way. This is how I do it. I'm not a professional. I'm a hobbyist, and I do this for fun on my own cars. I don't do this professionally. Um, I was taught by a professional detailer. I'm sure there's many other methods, and I'm sure people are going to have things to say, but this is how we're doing it today. I got my Griot's Garage 6-inch polisher here, and I got my Sonax EX0406. So I'm going to apply some of this to the pad. I'm going to start off at speed number 2. I'm sure every polisher, the speed is going to be different. So again, it's not going to apply to everybody. I'm going to start off at 2 just to kind of move the product around on the surface that I'm working with. I'll move it up to about 4 so we can start getting the cutting going. And the good stuff with this is you don't have to go over it again with a polish, because it is a 4 in the cut table and it is a 6 in the polish table. So the more you work it in, the more this actually breaks down and works as a polish rather than a cutting agent. So it will cut and it will polish. For heavier areas that need more attention because there's more damage to the paint, I usually use this, which is more of a cutting compound. It does have a polishing factor to it, but it's only a 3. It will look good like this. I have left cars like this before. It depends on how picky you are. For my particular stuff, I'll start with this if it's very bad, and I'll end off using this. So anyways, enough talking, I'll get at it. Sorry, so after the number 4 speed, I will crank it to 6, which is max speed, to give it its final polish, and I usually give it about 2 rounds per speed, just to make sure that I covered everything. I'll go in both directions so I don't miss anything. And once the pad is saturated, you don't need much more than that. That's more than enough. Doing this kind of stuff, always use a clean microfiber when you're buffing it off. Always use a clean microfiber regardless, because you never know what's on here. Even if you've used it to dry the car before, you get dust, dirt, whatever, anything that's in here, even like leaves or little rocks. Once you're buffing this off, if this is a used rag, all you're doing is causing more damage to the clear that you just repaired. So use good stuff and do the job once. Alright, so that is good enough for my taste. The car's a 93. it's a little rough. It does need this way, in my opinion. It's not perfect, but for what we're doing here, this is going to be good enough for me. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the car. And I'll strip the wax off of it with some isopropyl alcohol mix. Get all the waxes and the oils off of the paint, and I'll apply a nano coating at that point and let it sit. I'll put the heater on in the garage, let it cure for a couple of days, and she'll be ready for a car cover. Okay, so polish is done. She's looking pretty good. Just a couple scratches that, I mean, I don't know if you can catch that on the camera, but that ain't coming out. But otherwise, the spots that I was not able to get before with the 6-inch polisher, like the spoiler and the bumpers and stuff, they're all done. Paint is fresh. The roof, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wet sand it. I don't know how good it's gonna come out. It's really rough. I'm gonna leave that probably for next year. If I can't get all this stuff out, and yeah, I gotta change that antenna as well, which is where the majority of these scratches came from anyways, because this looks like cement in there almost, and I guess as it was coming apart, there was, every time it got washed, it would start to scuff the roof. Regardless, that's gonna stay the way it is. Hood's got a bunch of stone chips everywhere. Again, I'm not too worried. It is what it is. It's a 25-year-old car, so I'm gonna go ahead and prep it for ceramic coating. I'm gonna get my isopropyl alcohol and water mix, IPA for short, and I'm gonna get 2 clean rags. I'm gonna go over the whole car with this thoroughly. I'm wearing gloves because I don't even want the oils from my hands to get on there, because that will repel the ceramic coating. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll give it another shot with the camera once I'm done. So the product I'm using is not Ceramic Pro. I know I probably said Ceramic Pro a bunch of times. This is a nano coating from Dr. Beasley's. They're one of the underdogs. I think the whole kit was probably like 50 bucks Canadian. So it gives you the nano coating, and they also give you the applicator with the pad as well. They give you a couple of pads in case you need more than one. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the application of this stuff. So I'll probably put a time lapse on that, so you don't have to sit and watch me apply this stuff. Alright. Okay guys, the majority of it is done. Like you saw in the video, you gotta apply it in both directions. Start off this way, and then you cross it going the other way, just so you don't miss anything. With this product, you can layer it before you buff it off. You can go over it 2 or 3 times if you want. I think there's like a 10-minute window of being able to do it, otherwise it won't catch. But this car looks fantastic right now. It's never looked this good, so I'm super happy with the outcome. I'm just waiting on the front bumper to cure a little bit more, and I'll buff that off. It buffs off just like wax pretty much. Once I buff the front bumper off, I'm gonna get a clean rag and I'm gonna go over the whole car again, just in case I missed a spot. I'll have an LED light with me, get it at different angles to make sure that I didn't miss anything. But yeah, as you can see, she looks pretty, that's for sure. I had these rims refinished probably about 2 months ago. I left the rims for a couple of days and I let them sit so the paint cured properly, probably about a week. And then I actually ceramic coated those as well. You literally just need the hose to rinse off the brake dust. You don't need no power wash, you don't even gotta scrub them. So I'm hoping the rest of the car will react the same way. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe this video. And just to put it out there, I am not sponsored or anything by anybody, so these products that I use, they're just products that I've been introduced to by professionals that I am comfortable working with because I've used them before. So I'm not getting any money from anybody to promote these products. This is all out of pocket. Like I said before, it is a hobby. So anyways, please like and subscribe, share, and have a good week, guys.